So I'm sitting here with Walter Juarez. He reached out to me via email after seeing one of our previous interviews. And first off, Walter, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me. And maybe you could just introduce yourself and where you're from and tell a little bit about yourself.
Hello, how you doing? Thank you, Jason. Well, my name is Walter Juarez. Currently, I'm living here in Teaneck, New Jersey. I'm originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And then, I reached out to you because I saw a video of you interviewing people about, weight loss. And I felt so connected with the stories and say, if I need to connect this guy, see what's going on.
Awesome. Well, thanks for reaching out. And, growing up, what kind of expectations did you have of food and a healthy lifestyle?
Well, as you may know, in Argentina, we're big on steaks and meat, and then for our culture, it's part of our culture. Growing up eating meat. The difference that I see now when I move here, almost over 16 years ago, basically, I stopped eating. I haven't eaten that much meat here in the United States as I used to. But I fall into like eating all the American standard, diet. Meaning, eating at restaurants and burgers and cheese, pop sodas and all that stuff. So gradually, I began to gain weight and and things start falling apart.
As far as your weight gain, I believe you said you got up to 335 pounds. What led to that? Had you already gained a lot of weight and were kind of heavier when you moved to the States, or did most of that kind of start after you had moved?
No, to be honest, I was an athlete all my life. Competing in tennis, soccer, and different sports. I used to train every single day with my friends at the club. So I moved here when I was around 29, and then, like I say, you move here to a new place. You need to learn the language. You start working 2 or 3 jobs, zero sports, and then with all the pressures that you have, just newly married, trying to provide for your household. So you end up in a circle of, in a way like forgetting about your body, and then focus much in some of the things which they're not bad, but not taking care of your health is it was something that it was a big thing for me, for many years.
So you start to provide for other people and take care of other people, but then in that process, you become the last person that gets taken care of.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You said it. It's and then there's another factors involved also. Like I say, the pressure of finances. Marriage. You tend to forget about what it used to be like. Going for a run. Then stress. It's a vicious circle.
Yeah, we were just chatting. I think you brought up a good point that sometimes food seems to soothe or solve the problems that we have emotionally. It's just it's an easy, quick, not to say that it's a fix, because it certainly doesn't fix anything, but it may provide some soothing at the moment.
Yeah, I was talking with my wife the other day and some friends they kind of experience the same thing. Sometimes we have some, issues or situations in life. I don't know why. We tend to channel the things for food. In my case, it was food. And I say, well, what would that happen? And then it's like you fall into, I was seeing pictures of my wife that past 2 or 3 years ago. I said, I can't believe I was that that heavy, that big. Because when you're in that circle, it's like you don't see yourself how bad you are. I don't know if that happened to you, but I said, oh my God, now I lose so much weight, and I see the before and after. I say, oh man, I can't believe when I hit that that low in this area.
Yeah, no, it's true when you look back, and I was chatting with Adam Sudd, and he was also saying sometimes it takes you a little while to realize the change you've made. And I would guess that probably he was speaking about in the direction of losing weight. Sometimes you start losing and you have a way of thinking about yourself that you don't realize where you've actually come to in 3 weeks per se. But I wonder if there's also that same thing in the inverse, in that you're kind of almost in self-denial that you've really gained all the weight, or that you have reached a point at which you are, and you kind of picture yourself as your, thinner, younger self, but in reality, it looks a little different in real life.
Well, for me, everything started like 5 years ago. One day I came home and then I started feeling bad, and then I was going through some situations in life, like finances, and I lost a job at that moment, and I felt like all the pressures came onto me, and then I was sitting on my couch and I started feeling like I suffocated. I couldn't breathe, and then I called my wife, said, "Look, I'm taking me to the hospital. I don't feel good." So I went to the hospital for the first time in so many years, and then and the doctor said, "Oh, look, you have high blood pressure. It could be due to the stress, many factors." And then I'm never gonna forget, that guy told me, "Look, he showed me the pills. I said, look, you're gonna be in these pills for the rest of your life." I'm never gonna forget that. I said, no way. So I started taking those pills for the blood pressure, and then every morning I was waking up like feeling dizzy, shaky, and that was for almost like half year. I said, I can't take this anymore. And then I don't know, it's something that I did myself. I'm gonna say I don't suggest to do it, but I said one day I wake up and then I said, look, I can't take this anymore. I throw all those pills, and I start losing weight. But it was, I was up and down. It was emotionally like I was up and down for years. Going up, going down. I didn't see a big change. And then so then I end up like when you don't see results, you end up frustrating yourself. You see a result for a little bit, but then you gain more weight, and then so I stop my diets, I stop everything. So years passed by until a few months ago that I say, look, I really need a radical change in my life.
And I think you said that at one point you couldn't walk upstairs to your third floor apartment or walk a mile without running out of breath. What was life like then?
It was, many of those days. It's not just one. It was many of those days. But the day that you say, I had it. That's it. I need a change. I can't do this anymore. It was, like 6 months ago. I say, I was walking upstairs to my apartment, and I felt so agitated, like I couldn't even breathe. And I said to my wife, you know what? Take me to the gym. I'm gonna sign up to the gym. I need a change. I don't see myself. I can't do this anymore. So I went to the gym. I signed up, and then and thanks God, things started changing. But it was a process. It was a process.
And what was it like getting into the gym at that weight, especially being previously an athlete and knowing what your potential was, but then also having the limitations at your current physicality?
I signed up for many gyms before. I was going for a week and then I quit. I started trying to run and I quit, biking and I quit. But I felt like this time it was something different. I feel like this time I'm going to do it. Because, what it helped me, it was set goals. I said, look, I'm going to have a goal to, run 1 mile this month. And then, so I signed up to the gym. And then, first, when you hit the scale, you say, oh my God, I can't believe I hit 335. But I was focused, to make the change. And then, to be honest, and then I want to share with everyone who will see this video. What it helped me a lot, it was to see little tiny results every day. And then and learn to, relearn to motivate myself, even with, tiny results. Even like sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. That's true. But I go anyway, because once I'm there, I can see something rise up inside me. I say, I need to keep going, And then it's like a baby steps every day, That's one thing. And then, I went to the diet. Like I don't call it diet, to be honest. It's more like a changing and adopt new habits. That's what I call it. Because if you do a diet, it's like you set an end. One day will end, and if you don't see the results, you say, "Oh no, this is not for me," and you quit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that word has become so loaded and murky. I certainly want to get into your change, but one thing that I did see in an email from you that kind of shocked me was you said that last year in Miami you almost drowned as a result of your weight. Can you talk about what happened?
We're in my family, and I think it was in Coral Gables. This is a big like spring pool. This gigantic pool. I forget the names. It's like a very historical place. And then there's like a little fall, so you go underneath the fall, and you battle with your family. You play around. So I jump in the pool, and then I couldn't make it to the fall. It was just a few yards. And then there's ropes everywhere, just in case you can grab the rope. And I called my wife. I said, "Look, you need to come and help me. Give me a push because I can't even reach the rope." And believe me, I felt like I was drowning. I said, "Oh my God!" And I feel so agitated, no air, like suffocated. It was a horrible experience. So when my wife, she pushed me, I grabbed the rope, went out. So, and I was so angry and upset with myself. I said, I mean, how can this is not me. So, and then, so I went back, now, I see, I got a picture, and we took in that pool. So now when, a year later or so, and then, I'm swimming like a half mile every day, training in that pool that I train. So I say, I can describe how happy I am, like for almost drowning, now training, half mile pretty much every day. I don't know. For me, it's amazing. I mean, I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So what kind of healthy choices and decisions did you start making with those kind of tiny step-by-step goals in mind? What did life look like once you started making that transition?
Well, first of all, what I did, it was, I was addicted to cold cuts, or the ham, the cheese. So I cut that down, like practically, bread, sodas. Those are the main things that I really cut from the root. And I started drinking more alkaline water. And then I discovered water, lemon, and apple cider vinegar. Just a simple formula that I always recommend to everyone. And then the first week, I started like dropping pounds, like, boom, boom, amazingly. And then that's one thing. Then basically I stopped eating meat. It's not I'm against meat, don't get me wrong. But I didn't crave for meat, to be honest. If I want to eat some meat, I will do it if I can find some grass-fed or organic. I'm not gonna say I'm against meat. No. The problem, what I believe and I discovered with meat is all the process and all the chemicals that they put in the meat. I mean, that's what I'm against too. So so I went more into like a plant-based, diet. And then also, I'm gonna be honest. I had to go and do my homework. Research about nutrition and, minerals, nutrients. I found a company that I really trust, which I purchased the products. It's all trace minerals and nutrients. And that's when I start seeing massive results in losing weight. But it's more like, I'm going to be honest, it's not like educational, thing. You need to go and do your homework. And then, because, I remember going to some, health food stores and, seeing all those racks, like thousands of products, and I didn't know what to choose. And then that's why I need to go back and research. And before I put something in my mouth, like even a pill, I know it's organic, vegan, but I mean, who's the source? And that's when I start seeing big results.
And I know you use the word addicted, and I don't know if that was a slip or how accurate that was with the cold cuts and whatnot. But did you kind of put some structures in place to prevent yourself from going back to that? Because obviously, if it's something that you have a strong enough connection to feel like it's an addiction, it's something that you could very easily relapse into, or that could seem tempting whenever you've known that for so long.
To be honest, this is what I thought. Sometimes we as a human, we tend to point fingers at, oh, this guy's addicted to cigarettes, to drugs, to alcohol, and we never say we are addicted to food. And it's so true. So I need to one day face myself and say, dude, you love eating, man. You love food. No good food. That's the problem. So, but I will make the big change in my life was one day we sit down with my wife, my two kids. I have two little kids, 8 and 12. So, and I explained what was about to embark to. And then I said, guys, I really need your help, because the problem is when you see something that you're not supposed to eat, you want to eat it. I don't know if it's something triggered in our brains. So if I don't see it, not now, but at the beginning. And my wife will show up some donuts, for giving an example. I know I don't have to eat it, but I will eat it because I see it. So we sit down and we talk about it, my goals and what I want to do. And to be honest, the big part of this was my family, my wife, my kids, because they were so supportive. And then also my wife, she lost 25 pounds. And my kids, they're very healthy kids, but my daughter, she dropped another 5 pounds or something. And then I started seeing the change in them. So, and eating more, taking more healthy habits. But that was key in this process, to sit down with the family, share the dreams and goals that I have and I want to live. I told them, look, I want to live long. I want to see you grow. And then, and they were so supportive, believe me. That was key in my life.
That's so awesome that you knew, or you felt like it was important to include them in it, and not that it was just you doing it on your own. And also, I'm sure for your kids to see that as an example, to see their dad literally change before their eyes, make goals, have them be a part of the story. That's all awesome. I know you said in the email that that you're a brand new man. What do you mean by saying that? Is being a father different? Is work different? Is being a spouse different? What do you mean whenever you say that you're a brand new man?
Well, Jay, let me say something to you. When I was with the high blood pressure, situation, my son was like 2 years old, almost 3, and then I remember being in bed because I couldn't, have so much headaches, and it was a dark moment in my life. Not many people know about this, but my son, I was in bed and coming to me, and seems like he felt something was going on with daddy. And then, I was crying every day, feeling sick. And now, seeing myself I see myself like a brand new man. Before I started this process, I was sluggish all day. I was on the table, falling asleep on the table. I felt so like this heaviness on on myself. And then, that affect your mood change. I can talk for long about this, but now I feel like I'm more. The changes that I've seen is I feel more energy. I run in between 5K every day. I did 2 races already past 2 weekends. I'm training for my first triathlon on July. So for me, it's like that's why I feel a brand new man. Believe me, not only on the outside, but I was a spiritual person. I believe in God, and always feel connected. But it's like you're more like your brain, like you're more connected, more aware of things. It changed everything. Changed everything.
That's awesome. And how's it affected your relationship with your wife? as far as you know, having stresses of being having a parent together, having to provide for the family, and emotionally being there as well. Some of those things that you talked about earlier that were stresses, I'm guessing all those things still exist, but you exist in a different way.
One of the things that I mean, in my experience, affect you when you're overweight is like it's gonna go to work, come back home, sit down on the couch, watch TV, or get into you. It's like I was in my work, you know. Uh, my wife said, "Oh, let's go to a park." I didn't want to go to a park. I feel, you start affect you a little bit, like the way the way you feel, how you look, stuff, all that stuff. So, and you feel bad because it's not the right thing. You want to be with enjoying out there in the park with your kids, with your wife, running around, riding the bicycle, playing soccer, whatever. And I wasn't able to do it for many years. So now, going to train my wife every day, going for swimming or running with my wife and my kids. My kids are with us in the gym every day. They're going to swim, and then so now doing that, I mean, I can't describe it with words. I don't know if you have kids, but I love doing sports all my life, and I stopped doing it for many years, and now going back. I mean, I can't describe it with words. It's beyond.
So, are there any? I know you said you have your first triathlon coming up. Are there any other physical goals or life goals that you're looking towards, or maybe where you see yourself in a few years, just continuing on this path that you've taken now?
Yeah, I used to run in Argentina. 5K, 10Ks. I used to compete, and running was, I love running. So, like I said, now going for the run, in places that I run, that I train. I mean, I love it, man. Believe me, I couldn't even walk a block without getting agitated. That's how bad I was. And then, I got these goals to do the triathlon this year, and then I want to keep doing like a half marathons. Uh, I don't know, maybe an ultra marathon one day. But for now, I'm going step by step. Setting small goals, and then but what keep me going is that it's keep encouraging and achieving those little steps. That's key for everything. Be in sports or in diet. Just set small goals for a week, for a month, and achieve them, and learn to motivate yourself. That was key in my life, to learn to celebrate those little small achievements.
Awesome. Is there any advice that or a little bit of encouragement that you would give someone who's maybe where you were when you first started, to maybe just give them a little bit of hope, and also help them realize that that they have the ability to make the changes that you've made?
My advice would be that you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to do it. I mean, my word for those who will be, or for whoever, it's like you haven't seen nothing about yourself yet. That you have so much potential to do things that you can ever imagine. Be surrounded yourself with those who are going to cheer you up. Avoid those that are going to bring you down, and believe in yourself. Believe that you can do amazing things. That just do baby steps every single day. Start with just drinking water, and then start with the lemon, and then little steps, and then and do your homework, do the research, and believe me, you have to live longer. I don't know if whoever is watching, if you got kids or grandkids, that's your motivation. That you got to live longer to see them grow, and then that's what helped me a lot to see. One day I say, look, I want to live longer because I want to see my kids, my grandkids, and the way that I was living. To be honest, I don't like to be negative, but I say my lifestyle on I don't think I will be around longer if I keep doing this stuff. So that was my motivation.
That's awesome. And lastly, I don't know if it'd be any different, but any advice that you would give yourself if you could go back to a year plus ago, your 335-pound self that would have maybe helped you?
Yeah, stop doing sports, exercising, and yeah, because that was one of my passion, doing sports. And man, if I can go back, I will be in a tennis court, on a soccer field, or running, around, because that was what I love to do. And then yeah, but now I'm doing it again, so I can, of course, think about it, but I now, I'm looking forward, and then I'm seeing the future, doing many things that I really want to do.
Well, I look forward to hearing about those marathons and ultra marathons in the future as well. And just want to say thanks for taking the time. I know you're in the middle of working on a website. I believe by the time this interview actually goes live, that will be up. So I'll make sure and connect people and have all that information online. And yeah, again, thanks for the encouragement, for the inspiration. Congratulations for everything everywhere you've come from, and on your journey. And we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you so much, Jason, and thank you for doing this type of videos and documentary. I'm sure you're going to help a lot of people, man.
Thanks so much.
Bye.